Next game, New Haven's traveling to Southside. So we got 2 games here in the Summit City, and New Haven's been a fun team to watch all year. They've been up and down, and I feel like Southside's starting to play some of their best football of the season.
Yeah, this is another one of those. I love these matchups when we get the 2 conferences, SAC versus Northeast 8. Northeast 8, I know, is, oftentimes presented or perceived to be the little brother here locally to the SAC, based on all this tournament success that Dwyer and Lures, Snyder have had, certainly Homestead and Carroll, since they left the Northeast Hoosier Conference to join the SAC. That strengthened the conference. So that I think that's a fair perception, but it still, I know, gives those guys extra incentive out at New Haven to say, yeah, it doesn't matter Southside's 1-8. It's still an SAC school. We have to respect them, and we have to go out and earn their respect because a lot of people aren't convinced we can do it. That spread started out much lower, and as the week went on, it kept creeping up because I like what New Haven's done recently. They've cleaned up some of their penalties. They're playing much cleaner on the offensive side of the ball. Jakar Williams is a special talent. We've said it all year long. And they're missing a couple guys, but they've got more depth than Southside does, no doubt about it. I like what Southside's done recently with their passing game. They're starting to move the ball a little bit more effectively. So this is a compelling matchup. I mean, 2016, we had a 1-8 Southside team that no one thought had a snowball's chance, and against Leo, and they rose up and won that game pretty convincingly. Am I suggesting that's going to happen tonight? Not necessarily, but it wouldn't totally shock me either because of strength of schedule. So another compelling matchup. I'm looking forward to watching it.
Yeah, you see 2 good defensive performances last time out against Huntington North and against Belmont 3 weeks ago. I was at the East Noble game where they lost 24-13, and East Noble's just a little bit of a different animal with Rylan Crawford in the game for them. And obviously they're playing Cole Shupak now at quarterback. So we'll see. New Haven, a lot of people like them to get that win at Southside. And what does that look like with the bracket? If we go to the Class 4A here, all the graphics are posted on Summit City Sports. But Leo and Northridge, the winner of that will take on Wawasee and Northwood. So people are thinking it's going to be Northwood and Leo, with Leo traveling there. Now, if New Haven were to win, they would most likely take on Mississinewa, the winner of Mississinewa and Marion. And if you look at New Haven, they beat Mississinewa earlier in the season, 22-14.
Yeah, that could be an intriguing second-round matchup for sure. And then on the back end of that, Delta's probably the team to beat in this sectional, but it is wide open. I mean, with the exception of maybe Jay County, maybe even Southside, I think anybody could win it. I just don't know if Southside could string together 3 wins in a row. I'd love to see it. It'd be great for that program. But this is a wide open sectional. It's going to be a
And good evening, everybody, and welcome to this edition of High School Football here on SummitCitySports.com. I'm Thad Goff, bringing you the broadcast. Along with me is Joe Hacker. He'll be running camera for us tonight. And tonight we've got the Southside Archers taking on the New Haven Bulldogs. New Haven, they come into this game at 2-4 in Northeast 8 play, but they are 5-4 overall. And as far as Southside is concerned, they come in at 1-8 on the regular season. A bit of a struggle this year. Their only win of this season so far came against Wayne, and that was a close game. 29-28 was the final in that one. The Archers getting the victory there. It's been a while since since Southside last won a postseason game. The last time that did happen was back in 2016, and that was against a team from the Northeast 8. That, of course, was the Leo Lions, 33-9, hoping to have similar success against the New Haven Bulldogs this year. New Haven, they're coached by head coach Jimmy Lynn. He's in his 3rd year as head coach, but he's served quite some time, 15 years, in fact, on the staff at New Haven, was an assistant coach under Jim Rowland. And he's talked to me before. I talked to him before saying that he had chances to go to other schools, but he likes coaching at New Haven. He likes the relationships he's built and the assistant coaches he gets to work with and the kids he gets to coach. So that's a big reason as to why he stuck around at New Haven. Well, before we go any further, we'll get in a word from our sponsors that allow us to come out and do these games that we get to do here on SummitCitySports.com. This broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260Sports, like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Kelly Automotive Group is Indiana's #1 automotive group with over 1,000 new vehicles and 500 pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Please visit drivekelly.com. Simple, transparent, and reliable. Tom Steel Tire has been serving the Fort Wayne area for over 40 years. They will help you find the perfect tire for your vehicle and other auto repair services like brakes, wheel alignments, engine diagnostics, and more. Big Eyed Fish has been around the Northeast Indiana area for generations. Like their Facebook pages for updated promotions and enjoy the best fish in Fort Wayne in a family-friendly environment at Big Eyed Fish. You're invited to join ProFed Credit Union, where we get to know you to better serve you. Sign up online in 5 minutes or just stop by a branch. Join ProFed today and start owning your financial future at profedcu.org. At Ottenweiler Contracting, we invest in our customers by providing peace of mind during the entire process from bid to build. Visit OttenweilerContracting.com for more information. Summit Volleyball trains and builds the highest quality volleyball players in the area from ages 5 to 18. Our players are equipped with elite-level skills and a foundation of life skills. Jump on board. Together, we can reach the summit. Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning is dedicated to providing the best possible solution for your home or business, a system and solution that fits your unique needs. Visit AndersonCoolHeat.com. El Azteca Mexican Restaurant has been a Fort Wayne favorite since 1973. El Azteca Mexican Restaurant has recipes that are sure to tantalize your taste buds. Visit elazteca.com. iCryo specializes in whole-body cryotherapy, body sculpting, cryofacials, and infrared sauna, and compression therapy services as well. Check out Jalen Smith's signature location on Coliseum Boulevard by Blaze Pizza. Parkview Sports Medicine continues to lead the way in Northeast Indiana. Their specialized sports medicine team offers direct access to physical therapy and sports physicians in our new Parkview Ortho Express Clinic located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse. No referral is needed, which saves you both time and money. Visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com to learn more. Well, we'll be right back in just a matter of moments. We're about 5 minutes away from the start of this game. You are watching high school football on SummitCitySports.com.
A bit of a hill. His mother said, if you're coming to school, you got to bring your sister because they have to go and work in the fields. So this kid carries his 1-year-old sister everywhere.
A lot of those kids don't eat in the morning. A lot of those kids, the only place they do eat is at that school.
I thought going up that mountain, Mary's meals can reach everywhere that there's a hungry child.
Did you see what happens after a simple meal? It just came to life.
Love reaches everywhere.
Parkview Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walk-in clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels. Parkview Sports Medicine. Become more. Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead Girls Golf Team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
This is an invitation to join a movement propelled by people who care and members who have a share in the place they bank.
Good morning, Sam.
So when you have the chance to get your first home loan, you know an expert will guide you every step of the way. Or when it's time to buy your new car, you'll be treated like more than just a credit score.
Good news, ProFed can get you that payment.
This is an invitation to a place where simply belonging can help enrich your whole community. ProFed Credit Union. You're invited.
Well, New Haven will receive the opening kickoff. Southside won the toss. They deferred to the second half, so New Haven will get the ball to start things out. Quandry Sanders is back to return, and that, I believe, is Trevor Hapner. My apologies in advance, folks. Southside is wearing green and gray jerseys with gray numbers, so my apologies if I miss a number here or there. And there's Sanders on the return, out across the 25, gets it up near the 40-yard line, and a good start for the New Haven Bulldogs. Well, New Haven's quarterback is Jakar Williams. He is a dual threat. A guy who's both run and throw. He's run for over 500 yards. He's thrown for over 1,400 yards on the season. He is the leading rusher on this Bulldogs team, although Jarrell Jackson is also a reliable running back. He's a junior, so is Williams. And they line up in the spread, 3 wide receivers to the bottom of your screen. That was close to being movement by the Archers. And it looks like an audible there from Williams. Now 4 down for the Archers. That's Milam Graham going in motion. And the handoff will go to Jarrell Jackson. He goes straight up the middle. And Jackson takes it for 5 yards to about the 45-yard line. This New Haven team was 5-4 in the regular season, 2-4 in the conference record. They are in the Northeast 8 Conference, not too far from Fort Wayne. In fact, the city of New Haven is a part of Allen County, the same county that Fort Wayne is also a part of. New Haven is part of East Allen County Schools, and of course Southside, they are a part of the Fort Wayne Community Schools District. And a fake handoff. No, it is a handoff. And Jackson breaks a tackle, runs over a defender, still on his feet. Can they get him down? He's still carrying guys with him. How about Jarrell Jackson? They finally get him down at the 26. Big time run by Jarrell Jackson, refusing to go down after the contact. And I tell you what, if New Haven continues to see more of that, they're going to be more than happy. It's been 2 carries so far in the game for Jackson. He's the second leading rusher on this New Haven team coming in, but he's plenty good. Obviously, we are only 2 minutes in. 2 plays in. More like a minute and 14 seconds in. They fake the jet sweep here, and it is Jackson. Solid gain there on first down. Looks like he got 6 on the play. Make that 5. It's going to be 2nd down and 5. Still a good gain there on first down for the Bulldogs. If I'm not mistaken, Jakar Williams also plays basketball at New Haven, coached by Bruce Stevens. They had a good year last year. Got past Homestead in regionals, and that time Jackson is met right at the line, a very short gain. Looked like that was Devontae Williams there on the tackle for the Archers. Jalen Lattimore and Trevor Hapner there as well. I did see Williams there on the tackle. It was a combo tackle by the Archers, and now with under 10 minutes to go in this first half, New Haven faced with a 3rd and 5. They've had positive plays all the way until that last play, which went for no gain. It had been the Jarrell Jackson show up until that last carry. And it'll be a jet sweep on 3rd down, but pursued well. And down in the backfield is D'Antonio Wilson. That's number 24, New Haven, Jalen Carpenter. The Archers all over the tackle, and that's a loss of about 3. Check that, 2. A loss of 2 on the play. And we'll see if the Bulldogs keep the offense on the field here. Kamari Clopton has just come into the game for New Haven. And the Bulldogs will operate from the pistol. Williams to throw for the first time. He goes toward the end zone. It appears to be caught, and that is a touchdown. Marlon Graham. And the Bulldogs have taken the lead. They score on a 4th down conversion. And now we await the extra point. I believe Williams handles the kicking duties for New Haven. Check that, it's Oscar Woods on the kick, and the ball gets loose. New Haven has to fall on it way back at the 25-yard line. Well, you know, it is a slippery field out there. It's been raining. The field is definitely wet. You can see some of the effects that we have seen from the rain today. So the football set on that wet grass, no doubt affected by that. Well, we will come back in just a matter of moments after this 30-second break. You're watching high school football here on SummitCitySports.com.
There are tons of benefits to using compression therapy, but my favorite are speeding up muscle recovery, reducing swelling and inflammation, and improving my athletic performance.
Well, New Haven with the 6-0 lead over the Southside Archers. And the Archers are about to get the ball back. And the kick is away. It's on the ground. That's a live football. It will be returned, though, by the Archers. Taken back to the 21, maybe the 22-yard line. And now the Archers will start from right about there. On the return for Southside was number 2, Javante Malone. Well, Roosevelt Norfleet, the third, has been the starting quarterback for much of this season. Quincy English also on the depth chart. Leading rusher for this Southside team is Matthew Morris. He came on last year late in the season, got a chance to start, got his chance to really make an impact, and it looks like it will be Quincy English taking over at quarterback, getting the start. And he is listed as first on the depth chart for Southside, even though Roosevelt Norfleet III has been the starting quarterback for much of this season. English takes the snap, goes to the sideline. It's a little bit too high. I believe he was looking for Ashton Johnson out there in the flat. And it's going to bring up 2nd down and 10. So Southside goes to the pass early on in this one. And I want to correct myself. I think that was actually number 19, Jaden Morris, who was the intended receiver. But the Archers do break huddle. And again, my apologies because of the dark numbers on dark jerseys. And the handoff will go to Morris, but he gets drilled in the backfield. He fought his way forward, may have gotten a yard or two, but that's about it. Jakar Williams and Jonathan Loudon combined to make the tackle for the Bulldogs. And they are calling a gain of just a yard. 3rd down and 9 coming up for Southside. They go with the jet sweep off the left side. I believe that's Malone, and he gets the first down and more. It is indeed Javante Malone on the jet sweep, and Southside is able to move the chains. Southside had a close game last year when they got to sectionals, taking on Huntington North, but they fell in defeat in that particular matchup. This is going to be 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line, it looks like. As Southside was able to move the chains on a 3rd and long there. They will go back to the ground. English on a keeper, and he lost about a yard, maybe 2. One of the multiple defenders in there to get him was Dre Wright. Dre Wright, one of the leaders in tackles for loss for this New Haven team. He's got 14 of those coming into play. And he comes up with a big one there. Loss of a yard as we are almost halfway through the first quarter. Yeah, if you're just joining us, you can see the effects from the rain that we have had. That is a muddy field out there. English looks to throw. He gets out of the pocket. Wants to throw on the run. Now heaves it downfield into traffic, and it's incomplete. Is that going to draw a flag? I don't see one. It was intended for Ashton Johnson. On the coverage for New Haven was Travian Thomas. And it looks like they are not going to call pass interference. That was indeed tight coverage. And again, another correction. That was actually number 51, Mason Moore, who had the coverage. And now it's 3rd and 11. Moments ago, Southside converted on a 3rd and 8. How will they handle 3rd and 11? English to throw. Steps into one, down the sideline. Man is there, too strong. He's looking for Javante Malone, and that will likely lead to an Archer punt. And yes, they do bring out the punt team here on 4th and 11. So New Haven will have their second possession of the game. They threw one pass, New Haven did, their entire last drive, but that one pass went for a touchdown. Trevor Hapner back to punt it away. He does just about everything for this Southside team. He also plays tight end, defensive end, handles the place-kicking duties on kickoffs. I believe he even recovered an onside kick for Southside last year. That was in the game against Wayne. And this one dribbles past the returner, and it goes down at the 9. So the Southside defense will have some great field position. Again, their last drive was a scoring drive. They only threw the ball once. They also ran, I believe, 5 run plays. One of them a huge one. Jarrell Jackson just absolutely carried defenders with him. Got to believe that they'll probably look to him early and often in down counts. We've got 6:01 to go in this first quarter. But New Haven's going to have a long way to go if they want to score on this possession. Williams to throw from his own 1-yard line, eludes the pressure for the moment, goes right across the middle, and the catch is made at about the 25-yard line. I believe that was Curtis McBride. Indeed it was. And the Bulldogs will move the chains after being backed up to their own 9-yard line. New Haven started this regular season off strong, won their first 3, then hit a bit of a skid afterwards. That started with the game against Leo. Here's Williams looking to throw, running out of time. He's going to go down. Took a little bit of time before he did, but Jalen Lattimore was the first guy to get to him. And the Archers get the sack. And a huge one at that right after the first down pickup. I think Hapner might have gotten in there as well. There's a lot of Southside Archers helping to make that play. One of those was number 18, Fernando Vasquez. Williams will hand it off. This is Jackson trying to get back the yardage lost. He gets some of it back and gets tripped up as he gets close to the 20-yard line. Still did not quite reach the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd and long. 3rd and 15, it looks like. Scoreboard says 14. But either way, it's a long way to go if you're the Bulldogs. And we've got one other game going on that features an SAC team tonight. That's Wayne taking on Huntington North. We'll hope to get you some updates on that one as the night goes on. And a fumble on the play. Did Southside get it? They did. And it was Trevor Hapner. I mentioned Trevor Hapner does just about everything for Southside. That time he recovered a fumble. He'll certainly take it. And so will the Archers as they have a chance to perhaps tie this game or even take the lead. And that is now Roosevelt Norfleet III, who is in as quarterback. They had Quincy English in there to start it out. Norfleet has gotten most of the snaps this year. I think there was just an issue with the play clock, but it looks like they've got that set now. Handoff to Matthew Morris off the right side, and he takes it. Did he lose the ball? Nope, he just got gang tackled there short of the 10-yard line. Dre Wright there on the tackle, a very talented linebacker. He's a senior. Leads this team in tackles for loss, although that description will not fit the description of this particular play. I should say that title will not fit the description of a tackle for loss. 2nd and 7. The handoff is to Morris. He goes straight up the middle. A hard-nosed run by Morris. He might have the first down. He's got a touchdown, I think. They're not signaling it as a touchdown. It is going to be 1st and goal, though, and it looks like that's going to be at about the 1-foot line. A good hard-nosed run by Matthew Morris. We saw that earlier in this game from Jarrell Jackson. Now Matthew Morris says, I got your tough running. And now the Archers are right on the doorstep trying to take advantage of the fumble. Norfleet goes under center. He's going to sneak for it. I think he got it. Touchdown. Roosevelt Norfleet III takes it in. And the Archers have tied the game, and now they've got a chance to take the lead. And I believe it will be Trevor Hapner to attempt this PAT. Check that, it's Hugo Huerta who's doing the place kicking. They get the snap down, but a flag comes in. See if this goes against either the Archers or the Bulldogs. It's going to go against the Archers. Illegal procedure is the call. Yeah, there is mud all over that field right now, and that's because we got a pretty good amount of rain today. It's expected to not rain a whole lot this evening. That's the expectation. So this will essentially, as far as distance goes, be the equivalent of a 25-yard field goal. And that was almost offsides. They do get the snap down, and Huerta's kick is up. No good. And we remain tied. 6 apiece here at Southside High School. And we'll take one more look at that touchdown here on the Traction AP replay. There's a look at it. Good push up front and a little push from behind, too. I think Matthew Morris actually came and pushed behind 2 different guys to help Norfleet get in. But Roosevelt Norfleet III has the rushing touchdown. He did not start this game, but he runs it in for 6 on that last drive. And give credit to Matthew Morris, not only for the push, but also for the fact that he had 2 quality carries on that drive, including a tough run to get the ball down to about the 1-foot line and essentially set up that touchdown. We've got 2:55, meanwhile, to go here in this first quarter. A 6-6 ball game, looking like a good one early on. Xavier Hollister to kick it away for Southside. And their last postseason victory was against a team from the Northeast 8. That was against Leo. That's the same conference that New Haven is a part of. And like New Haven, Leo is also a part of the East Allen County Schools District. I believe there's 3 high schools that are a part of that district, New Haven, Leo, and Woodland. a returnable kick, and with the hands right out in front, it is returned by Curtis McBride, and he gets dragged down immediately on the return. Jermaine Kamen with the tackle. And the Bulldogs will have their third offensive possession of the game. Their first ended in a touchdown. Their second ended in a turnover. New Haven operates from the pistol as Williams awaits the snap and gets it. The give is to Jackson straight up the middle, and he fights through for about 5 yards. A good gain there on first down. Marcus White Allen in on the tackle for Southside. And it'll bring up second and about 5. We've had 2 missed extra points in this game. That's why the score is 6-6. Nobody's kicked any field goals, and I would suspect if they had, it might not be 6-6. Maybe 3-3, and that's not a testament to the kickers. That's more a testament to the field conditions. Here's Jackson getting the call off the right side. Jackson able to get the first down. Well, Jackson has been a workhorse for much of this game. He picks up the first down there as we get closer to the 2-minute mark here in this first quarter. Ball will be marked at the 36. And it looks like Williams is going to, nope, he's going to step back into the shotgun. It looked at first like he might go under center, but he does not. There's a few teams that put the quarterback under center. Here's a screen to the near side. And a change in direction, I believe, by Sidney Bassett. And that's good enough for a first down for New Haven. I beg your pardon, I think that was actually McBride, number 2, not number 12. Actually, it was 21, and apologies, I don't have a 21 on my roster. And here's a handoff straight ahead to Jackson, and that's a gain of about 2. The Archers were all over that. 21 is actually Jamarcus Smith. It's actually called a loss, or actually no gain on the play. And we are inside the final minute of play here in the first quarter. And that's Mylan Graham, who's lined up at quarterback. And he's going to keep it himself out of the Wildcat, and he gets spun down. Jalen Lattimore. Bulldogs ran a little Wildcat there, and it did not fool Southside. They were all ready for it. And I don't think New Haven has to snap the ball before the first quarter ends. There's about 12 seconds on the game clock. Graham's still ready to take the snap at quarterback, and we have a whistle. Flag is down. It's going to be a false start against the Bulldogs. So that's going to make it 3rd and 11, or excuse me, 3rd and 21, but that play is not going to happen until the second quarter begins. So the first quarter has come to an end. We will be right back after this 1-minute break here on SummitCitySports.com.
This is an invitation to join a movement propelled by people who care and members who have a share in the place they bank.
Good morning, Sam.
So when you have the chance to get your first home loan, You know an expert will guide you every step of the way. Or when it's time to buy your new car, you'll be treated like more than just a credit score.
Good news, ProFed can get you that payment.
This is an invitation to a place where simply belonging can help enrich your whole community. ProFed Credit Union. You're invited.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Start of the second quarter, as we've got a game tied at 6 here at Southside High School, and New Haven is faced with a 3rd down and 21 to start the quarter. They've been pretty run-heavy for the most part, but a big sack there by Jalen Lattimore moments ago was just one of a couple of plays that helped force New Haven into this situation that they're in now. And they will run it off the left side, but nothing doing. Trevor Hapner in on the tackle for the Archers, and that will force a New Haven punt. Well, this Southside defense has started to raise up, and the defense is one of the more experienced units in the SAC, so experience certainly not an issue for this team, and experience was huge on that last stop for the Archers. And Southside's coming off a tough loss at the hands of Homestead, 41-0, I believe was the final in that one. Homestead, of course, was the SAC champions. That's a returnable kick, and is going to be returned. Malone breaks one tackle, still on his feet, but then gets driven back. So now Southside will have their 3rd offensive possession of the game. Jamarcus Smith in on the tackle. Southside had great field position last time they had the football. That drive ended with a Roosevelt Norfleet III touchdown. He ran it in from about a yard out, but it's Quincy English who's back in at quarterback. It looks like head coach Roosevelt Norfleet will probably employ this 2-quarterback system during the course of the night. And it's not the first time a coach has used 2 quarterbacks in one game. Growing up in Florida, I know that Steve Spurrier did that in a 1997 game against Florida State. Big upset win for his Florida Gators. And here's English on the keeper, and he gets cut down from underneath. Quantree Saunders with the tackle. English might have gotten 1 yard out of that. Check that, he didn't get any yards out of that. It's going to be 2nd down and 10 after the negative play, or the play for no gain, rather. And now English operating from the shotgun. And he'll set up the screen to Matthew Morris. Pursued well. Morris might have gotten a yard out of that, but that's about it. It's a gain of just a yard on the play. Lane Woodson there on the tackle, and Lane Woodson, he's one of the top receivers on this New Haven team. We haven't seen him get a touch yet in this game, but the night is still rather young. It's going to be 3rd and 9. English will operate from the shotgun. And now whistles blow, and looks like a timeout taken by head coach Roosevelt Norfleet. So while they take a timeout, we'll take a timeout with them back in 30 seconds here on SummitCitySports.com.
There are tons of benefits to using compression therapy. but my favorite are speeding up muscle recovery, reducing swelling and inflammation, and improving my athletic performance.
Second quarter here at Southside High School, 9:36 to go in the first half. And we've got a tie game at 6 apiece. New Haven put together a good long drive, led largely by Jarrell Jackson, but it was capped off when Jakar Williams hit Mylan Graham for the touchdown. And Mylan Graham has since taken a couple of snaps at quarterback for the Bulldogs. Southside, they took advantage of a New Haven fumble. Matthew Morris took it in for 6 on the ensuing possession. This is 3rd down and 9 for the Archers as Quincy English will look to throw, gets pressured. He's going to take off and get what he can. He's got a lot of it. He gets everything he needs and then takes a big hit. That was a first down, but Lane Woodson laid some wood right after he had gotten across the marker. Well, let's get another look at that in just a second here on the Traction AP replay. Yeah, the pocket just started to break down, and then English did what he could to get the first down. He had already crossed the marker, no doubt about that, by the time that Woodson laid that hit. Here's English to throw, rolls out of the pocket, looking downfield, might take off again, and he does. And a good gain there on first down. He absorbed some contact there. James Rhodes was one of the guys who hit him. But it's about a 4, maybe a 5-yard gain for English on that hit. Now English will get the play call from the sideline. We've got 9:01 to play here in the second quarter as English lines up in the gun. He'll hand it off to Matthew Morris off the right side, first down and more. Morris almost broke free. A touchdown-saving tackle, and I believe that was Jackson. Check that, Jamarian Hagler, number 9, he saved the touchdown. And it looks like Roosevelt Norfleet has come back in at quarterback, so another quarterback change. Nope, check that. That is English at quarterback. He comes in from the sideline. Roosevelt Norfleet III scored on the second drive of the game, and this time Morris has absolutely nowhere to go. A good closeout there, and there on the tackle was Mason Moore. So after the big gain where Morris almost took it to the house, that time he got pushed out of bounds for a loss of 2. Put the ball at the 39 with 8:25 to go in this second quarter. English still has it, looking to throw. There's a flag down. He heaves it to the sideline, and that pass is caught. Down to the 20-yard line go the Archers, and that is Javante Malone. But we wait on the penalty call, and I think it's coming back. The flag was thrown in the backfield by the referee. You would think that that would signify holding. It's definitely going to be against the Archers. They are moving it back. And there's the call. It is holding. And now it's going to be second down and a mile. Second down and looks like 27 yards. They fake the handoff, and English gets drilled behind the line. Dre Wright gets to the quarterback. I mentioned earlier he leads New Haven in tackles for loss. Had 14 of those coming into this one. Will add a sack to his total, and is that a flag down on the field? It indeed is. That's definitely a flag on the play. It is a face mask. Well, that is a huge break for the Archers. I'm not sure when the face mask happened. It might have happened either downfield or somewhere on the line of scrimmage. They'll have to mark off the penalty, and if I'm not mistaken, in high school, they move it only to the 42. They might have called it actually on south side, actually. And here's English running out of time again, and he goes down again. Waiting to get the number on the guy who hit him, and that's big number 51, Mason Moore. So the Archers continue to go backwards. They're down to their own 35-yard line. That's 2 sacks on this possession for the Bulldogs. And this is going to be 3rd down and 39. A long way to go for the Archers. I believe they need to get the ball to the 29-yard line. Here's a jet sweep. No, a fake jet sweep, and the pass is too high and incomplete. Was looking for Javante Malone. I think Travion Thomas had a chance at that one. But it's going to be 4th down, and no doubt the Archers will punt. A good drive stalls, penalties, and negative plays force the Archers back into their own side of the field as Trevor Hapner will punt it away. A high snap there. They get the kick away. It's going to be fielded by Dre Wright, and he is going to be tackled right on the spot. That comes with 6:51 to play. And still a tie ball game between New Haven and Southside. Bulldogs scored on their opening drive, but they've been held scoreless since. By the way, we do have an update from Wayne High School. Huntington North leads that one 8-6. They are in the second quarter, and it looks like Huntington North is driving. And meanwhile, there's a keeper, or check that, that's Jackson getting the handoff, and he's wrestled down across the 40-yard line. Beg your pardon, it's Quantry Saunders on the big play. We'll get one more look at that here in just a second on the Traction AP replay. Yeah, Quantry Saunders just took the handoff and found daylight. And now the Bulldogs look like they are in business about midway through the second quarter. They scored on their first possession of the game, have not scored since. Here's the handoff straight up the middle and a short gain there. That was Jackson getting the handoff, a very short gain that time. Jalen Lattimore and Trevor Hapner combined to make the stop. We do have a flag down, meanwhile. Offsides is the call against Southside. 2nd and 5 after the penalty. They hand it off right up the middle. That's Jackson. And Jackson trying to get to the marker. He's going to be close. And here comes a flag right at the end of the play. Trevor Hapner was in on the tackle. Looked like he might have been in that group after the play was over. We'll see what this call might be. Again, the flag came in after the play was over. It was looking like 3rd down. That would have been 3rd and 1. 3rd and inside 1. It is a personal foul against New Haven. Well, that was about to be 3rd and 1. Oh, wait a second. I think we got offsetting penalties here. So offsetting penalties. And now we'll get the call again, it looks like. Nope. Penalty came after the play was over, so it's still going to be 3rd down. It'll be 3rd and 2. 5:26 to go. Hand off to Jackson right up the middle, gets the 1st down. Continues to go after the contact until he gets down to about the 20. Another good run by Jarrell Jackson. He has been a workhorse in this game. New Haven's first drive of the game went 6 plays. No doubt they've eclipsed that on this particular drive. Here's another handoff to Jackson, and Jackson still going down the field. Check that, it's Sanders on the carry. Trevor Hapner in on the tackle for Southside. And it's going to be 2nd down and looks like 3. And there's a couple receivers standing right in the mud for New Haven, so they better watch their step as they take off out of their stance. Williams looks to throw. Lofts it down the sideline to the end zone and knocked away. I believe that was Javante Malone who knocked it away. Beg your pardon, Torrey Jones, number 6 for the Archers, makes the play. Huge defensive play by Torrey Jones, the senior cornerback. And it's going to be 3rd and 3 after that incompletion. They motion Graham, and the handoff goes to Jackson off the right side. He's got the 1st down, then gets pushed back hard. I think that was Jones who made the hit, but it was plenty enough for the 1st down. Down to about the 6-yard line, and that is where New Haven will set up with a 1st and goal as we approach the 4-minute mark here in the 2nd quarter. Clock now restarts as they reset the chains. Mylan Graham goes in motion, and Jakar Williams is sacked. Trevor Hapner, Mr. Do-It-All. As I mentioned before, he's a punter. He's served as a place kicker. He's a tight end and he's a defensive end. You just saw the defensive end on full display there as he got to the quarterback for the sack. In fact, got some information to run by you regarding Trevor Hapner, and that may be after this next play, but we will get to that very shortly. Handoff off the right side. Nice cut to the inside by Sanders, and he's down to the 1-yard line. Well, the news we had for you regarding Trevor Hapner is he made first-team defensive end on the All-SAC team. He and Javonte Malone were a part of the All-SAC team. Malone was second team, and they go straight up the middle, New Haven does, and that is a touchdown. Jakar Williams on the keeper, and New Haven grabs the lead. We'll show it to you here in just a moment on the Traction AP replay. That's just a good push by the offensive line and by Williams. And that gives New Haven the 12-6 lead for the time being. Neither team has made an extra point so far today. Oscar Woods will try for the second time. And now we get a flag. This looks like movement perhaps on New Haven. It's going to be a legal procedure. So the Bulldogs will be backed up, and just like earlier when Southside kicked their extra point, this will be essentially the equivalent of a 25-yard field goal as far as distance is concerned. We've got 2:45 left to go in the half. Bit of a high snap. They do get it down, and the kick is blocked. Or check that, it might have gotten past the line. No, I don't think it did. That ball had to have been blocked. But it's a 12-6 lead for New Haven, and we will be right back in 30 seconds here on SummitCitySports.com.
Empowered Sports Club, Fort Wayne's premier multi-sport facility and home to Empowered Volleyball Academy. With the deepest and most experienced coaching staff in the region, we have had a 100% college recruiting success rate for the last 6 years. Be sure to register for upcoming tryouts at our regular location and our new satellite program, Empowered OBC. If you're looking for a place where you can not only play volleyball, but call home, look no further than Empowered.
12-6. It has been a tough day for place kickers so far. No place kicker has made an extra point in this game. Now that keeps the score not necessarily even, but now we have another stoppage in play. New Haven was lined up to kick. And I think I heard the officials were trying to separate the teams. Well, we certainly hope this is not the case, but there might be a weather delay. Now Southside is getting together. Maybe we'll get an announcement here from the referee. I'm not sure. We're supposed to get minimal rain tonight. Now, that's it. They're actually giving both the teams warnings, I think. So it's not a weather issue, at least not at this point. We certainly hope to not have any weather issues as the game goes on. We have had plenty of rain today, and in case you're wondering why the field looks so muddy, that's the reason why. It's because we've had such rain. And that wet field has probably played a role in these 3 missed extra points that we've had tonight. Jakar Williams is going to kick it away for New Haven. He scored the touchdown that gave New Haven this 12-6 lead that they are currently enjoying. It's going to be fielded by Torrey Jones, and now Jones cuts to the inside, tripped up, maybe a little help from the mud, but the tackle will be credited to Dre Wright. Just got one arm around him, and with the field the way it is, that might be all you need to do. I don't think anybody's worried about the turf monster tonight. It's just about how muddy that turf monster is. 2:41 to go and a 12-6 lead for New Haven. Last time Southside won a postseason game, as I mentioned before, was against a Northeast 8 team. That was against Leo. New Haven is also from the Northeast 8 Conference. Their head coach, James Lynn, he's in his third year as head coach, but he's got plenty of experience with the program. He was an assistant coach under Jim Rowland. Rowland was a longtime head coach who had quite a bit of success. There's Morris on the carry, and he gets tripped up after a very short gain. Got maybe 2 on the play, and check that was actually Malone getting the handoff. Mason Moore with the tackle, and he's been a constant force for that New Haven defense. And when we last heard, the score at Wayne was 8-6 in Huntington North's favor. English going to throw right across the middle, and that's complete for the first down and more. Out across the 40-yard line is Javante Malone. Out to the 47-yard line, and Southside all of a sudden working with some good field position. Trey Thomas in on the tackle for the Bulldogs. The handoff straight up the middle to Morris. He finds a hole. Morris runs over a defender. Good hard run by Matthew Morris. They get it down to the 32-yard line, and now Southside has something going late in the quarter. It's Morris again off the right side this time. This time he's upended. And in on the tackle was number 5, Lane Woodson. He just cut Morris down from underneath. And it's going to be 2nd down and 8. 1:22 on the clock, and the clock is running. They fake it to Morris. English out of the pocket, and he slips and falls. Got a little bit of pressure there up the middle. There on the pressure was number 75, Jonathan Loudon. And again, you're dealing with a mud-drenched field tonight, and that affects both teams, as we have a timeout called by Southside with 58 seconds left to go. While they take a timeout, we will take a 30-second timeout on SummitCitySports.com.
There are tons of benefits to using compression therapy, but my favorite are speeding up muscle recovery, reducing swelling and inflammation, and improving my athletic performance.
We are back here at the second quarter. 12-6, New Haven with the lead over Southside. Southside had a good drive going, a big run by Matthew Morris just a moment ago, but now they're faced with a 3rd and 11 and 58 seconds on the clock here in this second quarter. This is part of the Class 4A playoffs. Southside and Wayne are in the same class. However, they are not part of the same sectional. We'll have more on that in just a matter of moments, but 12-6 is the score right now, and Southside's back out on the field. Quincy English has taken most of the snaps at quarterback. The lone touchdown for Southside was scored by Roosevelt Norfleet III. He scored it on a quarterback sneak not long ago. Here's English looking to throw. Takes a shot down the sideline. He's got a man there, and it's hauled in. Trevor Hapner. And it's 1st and goal for the Archers. Mr. Do-It-All. And the first team defensive All-SAC comes up with a play. Trevor Hapner already has a tackle for loss in this game. He plays not only offense and defense, he plays on special teams. He does just about everything. He's a coach's dream, basically. Fumbled snap. They tried to hand it off. And Norfleet falls right on top of it. That's Roosevelt Norfleet III in at quarterback. They've used him when the Archers have gotten the ball into the red zone. I'm not sure if Southside took a timeout there. The clock is stopped at 27 seconds. That looked like a play-action play. Norfleet was looking to hand it off. Morris is not there to take the handoff, and the ball just slipped out of Norfleet's hands. And it is a timeout called by the Archers. It comes with 27 seconds to play. We will keep it right here for this one. Big run by Matthew Morris helped to get Southside in the position that they are in. He got it down to the 30-yard line, and then moments ago the big play was Quincy English connecting with Trevor Hapner for a big touchdown. Now, Quincy English and Roosevelt Norfleet III are both juniors. They'll both have one more year left here at Southside. I think the ball's going to be marked to the 10-yard line from the looks of things. When we last heard, it was 8-6 Huntington North over Wayne, and that still is the score. And it looks like it's Huntington North who's got the ball in that one. And now Southside has broken huddle. This will be second and goal from the 10-yard line. First touchdown of the game for Southside came after a turnover. And that's Norfleet on the keeper, turns it upfield, touchdown. And check that. That was Javante Malone. A little wildcat there. Southside goes with the wildcat, and Javante Malone has tied this game. I beg your pardon. And now they've got a chance to take the lead. But as I've mentioned before, it has been a rough night to be a place kicker. Nobody's made an extra point in this game. And it looks like the Archers just might be going for two here. And yes, they definitely are. Well, now that's Roosevelt Norfleet III in under center. And he throws to the flat. It is caught. Trevor Hapner with the 2-point grab, and Southside takes the lead. Well, Roosevelt Norfleet III, he may not have started the game, but he's been involved on a couple of the scoring plays already for Southside, and they take a 14-12 lead. It's a rough night to be a kicker. That's why you go to the 2-point conversion in this case. Now, Matthew Morris had a lot to do with that drive. He had a big run that got Southside down to New Haven's 30-yard line. And then moments later, Quincy English found Trevor Hapner on a play that, in a sense, set up the touchdown. The touchdown came 2 plays later. And now Southside will kick it away. Curtis McBride is back to return the kick. Quadri Sanders back there as well. Xavion Hollister will kick it away for Southside. And that is Trevor Hapner. He caught the 2-point conversion touchdown, or excuse me, the 2-point conversion after the touchdown, then the play that helped to set up the touchdown. That's an onside kick. That's still loose, but it did not go 10 yards, so New Haven is able to recover it. Southside, they couldn't touch it. Remember, the kicking team is not allowed to touch the ball on an onside kick until it goes 10 yards. Now, the only time that rule goes away is if the receiving team touches the ball before it goes 10 yards and doesn't recover. Then the ball would be live. So it'll be interesting to see how the Bulldogs handle this. They've got a first down at Southside's 48-yard line. I think they've got 2 timeouts left, if I'm not mistaken. And if they get this thing into field goal range, do they bring out the kicking unit? Here's Williams looking to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. Looking to throw still, and he takes a shot downfield. Man is there, and it's incomplete. He had Curtis McBride, but could not make the catch. McBride went down to get it. The ball kind of just went over his shoulder. And with 11 seconds left to go, New Haven maybe with one more play, either to get in the field goal range or get a little bit closer to go for the touchdown. Or who knows, maybe they take another shot right here. Williams to throw again. Gets pressured again. Flag down. And this time Williams doesn't get away. Trevor Hapner there on the tackle. He's done just about everything in this game, but we'll check the penalty. That's a loss of 8. And I think New Haven had to use a timeout there, but again, we wait on the penalty call. And now some rain starting to come in. It's kind of a misty rain. Call is a hold against the Bulldogs. The officials are discussing with the New Haven sideline. And they're going to mark it off from the 45. It's going to be 3rd and 17. Clock is running. They get the snap off. Williams throws it short, and the clock is run out. Curtis McBride made the catch, but that was right at the end of the half. So we are, of course, at halftime here on Summit City Sports. Southside leading 14-12. We'll be right back after this break here on SummitCitySports.com.
Here we have to do this. A bit of a hill.
His mother said, if you're coming to school, you got to bring your sister because they have to go and work in the fields. So this kid carries his 1-year-old sister everywhere.
A lot of those kids don't eat in the morning. A lot of those kids, the only place they do eat is at that school.
I thought going up that mountain, Mary's meals can reach everywhere that there's a hungry child.
You see what happens after a simple meal? It just came to life.
Love reaches everywhere.
Parkview Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walking clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels. Parkview Sports Medicine. Become more. Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express Walk-In Clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
Welcome to the Summit City. home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
This is an invitation to join a movement propelled by people who care and members who have a share in the place they bank.
Good morning, Sam.
So when you have the chance to get your first home loan, you know an expert will guide you every step of the way. Or when it's time to buy your new car, you'll be treated like more than just a credit score.
Good news, ProFed can get you that payment.
This is an invitation to a place where simply belonging can help enrich your whole community. ProFed Credit Union. You're invited.
Welcome back, everybody. We are at halftime here at Southside High School. 14-12, the Archers lead the Bulldogs at the break. It was a touchdown run by Javante Malone out of the Wildcat that tied the game for Southside. And then on the two-point conversion, Roosevelt Norfleet III connected with Trevor Hapner to give Southside the lead. Well, the winner of this game will move on to take on the winner of a game between Marion and Mississinewa. That's going on right now, and the second round of sectionals will take place next week here in Class 4A. Again, Southside trying to move on for the first time since, I believe, 2016 when they knocked off Leo, another Northeast 8 Conference team that they were able to defeat that time around. Before we go any further, we'll go ahead and get a word in from our sponsors at Parkview Sports Medicine, one of the many sponsors that allows us to come out and do these games that we get to do here on SummitCitySports.com. At Parkview Sports Medicine, it is game on. We serve every level of athlete with our integrated sports medicine team, including the region's only specialized athletic rehab facility. Learn more about our services by logging on to parkviewsportsmedicine.com. So halftime here at Southside High School, the Archers leading New Haven. It's been a close game. Neither team has made an extra point in this particular game. The running game has certainly played a factor. Jarrell Jackson early on had some big-time carries. And it was Jakar Williams who threw the touchdown pass not long after that to Mylan Graham to get the Bulldogs their first points of the game. Not too long after that, Southside recovered a fumble on New Haven's second possession, and Roosevelt Norfleet III took it in for 6 on a quarterback sneak. That was how the game was tied. So we will be right back after this break. A 14-12 lead for Southside over New Haven. You're watching high school football here on SummitCitySports.com.
We have to do this. A bit of a hill.
His mother said, if you're coming to school, you got to bring your sister because they have to go and work in the fields. So this kid carries his 1-year-old sister everywhere.
A lot of those kids don't eat in the morning. A lot of those kids, the only place they do eat is at that school.
I thought going up that mountain, Mary's meals can reach everywhere that there's a hungry child.
You see what happens after a simple meal? It just came to life.
Love reaches everywhere.
Parkview Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walking clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels. Parkview Sports Medicine. Become more. Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
This is an invitation to join a movement propelled by people who care and members who have a share in the place they bank.
Good morning, Sam.
So when you have the chance to get your first home loan, you know an expert will guide you every step of the way. Or when it's time to buy your new car, you'll be treated like more than just a credit score.
Good news, ProFed can get you that payment.
This is an invitation to a place where simply belonging can help enrich your whole community. ProFed Credit Union. You're invited.
Welcome back. We are at halftime. New Haven trailing Southside 14-12. And right now we'll get a word from our sponsors at Parkview Sports Medicine. Parkview Sports Medicine is the area's largest integrated sports medicine team, specialized in serving every level of athlete, no matter if they are trying to get better at what they do or recovering from an injury. The experts at Parkview Sports Medicine coordinate your care in state-of-the-art facilities in the community. To start your journey, visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com. That's parkviewsportsmedicine.com. Well, we've got about 2.5 minutes before the halftime officially ends, although the teams will get another 3 minutes to do warm-ups, if I'm not mistaken. That's usually the way it works. That's the way it works in Indiana. That's the way it worked in Ohio back when I worked over there. And in fact, I think that was the way it worked in Minnesota as well. Southside took their first lead of the game with just under 2 minutes to play, or just over 2 minutes to play, actually, in the second quarter. The touchdown run by Javante Malone out of the Wildcat. Trevor Hapner caught the two-point conversion pass that gave the Archers their first lead of the game. Well, they took on a team from the Northeast 8 last year in the first round of sectionals. That was Huntington North. Southside lost that game. Huntington North is taking on Wayne right now, and when we last heard, the score there was 8-6. I believe that's still the score right now. Can't confirm that, but I think that's what the score still is. We'll get a word on that for you as soon as we can. But the teams are back out on the field. They'll do their warm-ups and then come back for the start of the second half. You're watching high school football here on SummitCitySports.com.
This is an invitation to join a movement propelled by people who care and members who have a share in the place they bank.
Good morning, Sam.
So when you have the chance to get your first home loan, you know an expert will guide you every step of the way. Or when it's time to buy your new car, you'll be treated like more than just a credit score.
Good news, ProFed can get you that payment.
This is an invitation to a place where simply belonging can help enrich your whole community. ProFed Credit Union. You're invited.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Teams have indeed gotten some extra time to warm up. We are back here at Southside High School, 14-12 Southside. We'll go ahead and show you a couple of replays brought to you by Traction Athletic Performance. This was the touchdown that tied the game for Southside. Javante Malone taking it straight up the middle out of the Wildcat, and an easy walk-in touchdown. Both the touchdowns for Southside have been rushing touchdowns in this game. And now this was the two-point conversion. Roosevelt Norfleet faked him out and then found Trevor Hapner there in the corner, and it is 14-12 after that touchdown. That's where we stand at halftime. And by the way, we do have an update on that score from Wayne. Huntington North leads Wayne 8-6. And we will be right back after about a minute and 40 seconds. You are watching high school football here on SummitCitySports.com.
Excited about the place that it put us, and the quarantine hit, and we knew we had guys that were going to work hard at home, but just the idea that we could.
Beg your pardon there, folks. There was still some time left on the clock, and the teams are already lining up to kick this one away. Yeah, both teams are out there, and there's still time on the clock. I guess the teams finished their warm-up rather quickly. It's Jakar Williams to kick it away. And it looks like they might just wait this out until the last 50 seconds tick off the clock. Remember, Southside won the toss at the beginning of the game, and they deferred to the second half, so the Archers will start this second half with the football. The Archers scored on their second possession of the game. The Bulldogs scored on their first possession of the game. And it was after turning it over after New Haven turned it over that Southside was able to find the end zone. And Jakar Williams sends it away. A returnable kick taken from the 11-yard line. Torrey Jones on the return, and he is going to be swung down at the 27-yard line. It'll be first down from about the 27 for the Archers. They've used two quarterbacks, but it's been Quincy English who's been the quarterback most of the way for Southside. Again, the winner of this game moves on to take on the winner of Marion versus Mississinawa, part of the Class 4A sectional playoffs. Now, Wayne is also part of the Class 4A sectional playoffs, but they would not play the winner of this team if they were to advance right away. English going to throw the screen, looking for Hapner. Was that knocked down at the line? It falls incomplete no matter what. It was Trevor Hapner who caught the two-point conversion pass to give Southside the lead. Also had a big catch to set up a first and goal for the Archers on that same drive. Hapner also has a tackle for loss in this one. He's a defensive end. He's a tight end. He's first-team All-SAC on the defensive side of the ball. But, you know, head coach Roosevelt Norfleet, he's raved plenty about Hapner's ability. English running out of time. Now going to take off and get what he can, and he's going to get all of it. Out of bounds across the 40 with a first down. We do have a flag on the play, and it looks like this one's coming back. It's called against Southside, so that will bring the Archers back just a little bit. It'll bring them back 10 yards, actually. 10 yards from the spot, at least. And they're going to mark it off, looks like 7 yards from the line of scrimmage, so it's going to be 2nd and 17 coming up. Make that even more. They're going to mark this all the way back, looks like the 10-yard line. Going to be 2nd and 27. Well, that was a first down run by Quincy English. And now the Archers will have a long way to go to get the first down if they want to do it on this next play. The handoff to Morris. And Morris gets a good gain there on 2nd and long, but it's going to still be a long way to go for the Archers. Morris has had a solid night. He has not had a touchdown yet, but he has had plenty of quality carries. And they'll operate from the shotgun here on 3rd and 19. 3 wide receivers to the top of your screen. A little mix-up there on the handoff initially, and Morris lost his footing, gets back on his feet, and lowers the boom out across the 35. That's well short of the first down, though. Looked like he got back to the original line of scrimmage, but did not get anywhere near the first down marker, and this is probably going to lead to a punt. And it indeed will be a punt. That's Dre Wright who's going back to return it for the Bulldogs. If I'm not mistaken, Dre Wright is also on the New Haven basketball team. And I tell you what, New Haven has a really nice gym. Southside, they got a pretty good gym in their own right. Won't be long before basketball season starts. And Wright, did he touch that? I think that's a live ball. It's kicked forward by the Archers, and they're going to recover it, but I'm thinking the ball might not have been touched. The officials may get together and discuss this, and now one of the officials is saying that it was not touched. Roosevelt Norfleet and just about everybody on Southside is claiming that that ball was touched by New Haven and it should be Archer ball. Instead, they're going to mark the ball where it was downed, and it looks like it is still going to be New Haven ball. They'll mark it at the 31-yard line, and yes, it will be New Haven ball, so they say it was not touched by Wright. And I beg your pardon, they're actually marking it at the 41-yard line. And that ball was kicked pretty good ways. I think they're bringing it back to the spot where it was kicked. Jakar Williams has thrown a touchdown pass in this game, and he looks to throw here. Gets pressured, running out of time, escapes, heaves it downfield, and it's intercepted. I think that was Morris who got the pick. Check that, Javonte Malone gets the interception. And Southside will take over in the end. They wanted the muffed punt. They didn't get it. They get the interception instead. Now the officials are getting together and having a discussion. Now here's a flag. Are we going to get a call for a late hit out of bounds or perhaps an unsportsmanlike conduct? Two officials threw flags very late. It was after the discussion. And now we'll see who this is on. A horse collar tackle against the Bulldogs. Well, Javonte Malone, a top-notch defensive back. He was second-team All-SAC this year. And he comes up with the pick to help Southside give themselves a chance to pad this lead here. They're going to get good field position, especially after the horse collar tackle penalty. And they're going to move it up to the 50-yard line. Quincy English is still in there at quarterback for the Archers. He's been the quarterback most of this game. Low snap. He gets the handoff, and Morris is cut down. Mason Moore has been all over that backfield tonight. I beg your pardon, that was actually Avion Creech on the tackle, number 50, not number 51. Mason Moore has been all over that backfield, but he didn't make the tackle there. English operating from the shotgun. 3 down linemen for New Haven. And English will set up the screen to the far side. A broken tackle and looks like a first down. I think that's Torrey Woods who makes the catch. Check that, Javonte Malone, number 2. And it is enough for the first down. Again, my apologies, folks. You've got a team wearing gray and green jerseys with gray and green numbers. It's not always easy to tell. They fake the handoff, and English goes right down the middle, complete for the first down and more. Broken tackle, and into the end zone, touchdown, Javonte Malone. He had a rushing touchdown in the second quarter and a receiving touchdown here in the third. That was one of the coaches who got knocked down over on that south side sideline. It doesn't look like it was Norfleet. I think Norfleet's standing right in front of one of his players. But again, nobody has made an extra point in this game, so it would not be a surprise to see Southside go for two. They were successful the last time they went for two in this game. And I believe that is Roosevelt Norfleet III heading out there at quarterback on this two-point play. 20-12 the score. Still a one-possession game at this point. That would change if Southside gets the two. A toss to Morris. Trying to get the angle right at the goal line. I think he got it. And indeed he did. Matthew Morris. And now here come multiple flags. They were thrown after the play was over. Well, things are starting to get chippy here just south of downtown Fort Wayne. I believe the 2 points will still count. The flags were not thrown until well after the play was over. Officials are trying to sort this out. Roosevelt Norfleet, he's trying to get his guys together, make sure that cool heads prevail here. So far, we still don't have an indication as to who the foul is on. Officials are still discussing. Perhaps we'll get the announcement here. Well, it looks like Southside's just lining up to kick from the 40-yard line, so there may not have been a penalty there, although no, there clearly was. A personal foul against New Haven. And also unsportsmanlike conduct on Southside. That will be offsetting penalties. And actually, they've slightly changed the call here. It's actually a personal foul against Southside and unsportsmanlike conduct against New Haven. It was after the 2-point play had happened, so the 2 points will count. As Curtis McBride is back to return the kickoff. Xavier Hollister to kick it away as we have 9:14 to play here in this third quarter. A short kick, it's returnable and taken from about the 23 by Wright. And he takes it out across the 45-yard line. There is a flag. We may get a holding call here to back up the Bulldogs, rather. If you don't have the flag, it's good field position for New Haven. There was a flag thrown just across midfield, though, about 10 yards away from where the first flag was thrown. Are we going to get another unsportsmanlike conduct penalty? Officials are discussing this. Still don't have a signal. Referee looks like he's about to signal holding. And now it looks like they're going to discuss things again. New Haven is already back out on the field. And it is going to be holding on New Haven. There was a second flag thrown. I'm not sure if there was an unsportsmanlike conduct there, but right now it looks like they've just marked the ball back to the 29-yard line. Now there is the unsportsmanlike conduct signal. That's on New Haven. And also unsportsmanlike called on south side, so the unsportsmanlike fouls will offset. Now, as a high school referee, you're probably thinking, well, at least I don't have to voice those. I just make the signal. Every now and then, referees find themselves at a loss for words. It happened in the NFL 10 years ago with Carl Sheffers announcing offsetting penalties on the Cowboys and the Texans. And then also a holding, which I believe was called on the Cowboys, if I remember right. That was back in 2010. I think that may be Carl Sheffers' only real gaffe, if I'm not mistaken. He usually articulates pretty well. Meanwhile, we did have a false start against New Haven, as this was moved back 5 yards. It's going to be 1st and 15. Williams will operate from the shotgun. He takes the snap, hands off to Jackson. Jackson off the left side, finds some room, gets back the yardage lost on the penalty, then gets upended out of bounds. And he might still be down. Devontae Williams with the tackle, and I think that is Jackson who's down on the sideline, and we're going to get an injury timeout here. So we will be right back at the end of this 2-minute break here on SummitCitySports.com.
This is an invitation to join a movement propelled by people who care and members who have a share in the place they bank.
Good morning, Sam.
So when you have the chance to get your first home loan, you know an expert will guide you every step of the way. Or when it's time to buy your new car, you'll be treated like more than just a credit score.
Good news, ProFed can get you that payment.
This is an invitation to a place where simply belonging can help enrich your whole community. ProFed Credit Union. You're invited.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
22-12, Southside with the lead. Jarrell Jackson went down on the last play, and he was down on the sidelines being looked at. New Haven is back on the field. I believe that's Sanders who gets the handoff. He bounced it to the outside and gets cut down behind the line. Javonte Malone with the tackle. Malone, who had the interception earlier in this game, also scored out of the Wildcat. Excuse me, also called a touchdown pass. I talk about Trevor Hapner as Mr. Do-It-All. Well, Javonte Malone has done just about everything as well. Williams operates from the gun. Snap to Williams. He goes to the sideline, and it is incomplete. Was that Malone again? It might have been. Either way, it's a fourth down, 4th and 9, and Southside's going to get the ball back after this punt. They scored on their second drive of the game after the interception. In fact, the interception was by Javonte Malone. He went on and scored a touchdown on the ensuing drive. I believe that's Torrey Jones back to return the punt for Southside. They get the punt away. It is returnable, but Jones will let that one go, and it goes a long way, even on this wet field. And it'll get down to the 21-yard line. Well, obviously, both players have to deal with the elements. Players for both teams, I should say, have to deal with the elements, and they've certainly dealt with the effects of this muddy field that we have seen tonight. Had 3 missed extra points, 2 from New Haven, 1 from Southside, but Southside is 2 for 2 on their 2-point attempts. And that is Quincy English, who's back out there at quarterback for the Archers. Twin wide receivers to both sides of the field for the Archers. And they'll go with the jet sweep here. I believe that's Malone. He's strung out, though. Gets away from a tackle and still on his feet. Malone down the sideline, and he takes it out of bounds across the 40. Trey Thomas saved the would-be touchdown, but it is a first down for the Archers with under 8 minutes to go in the game. Southside trying to advance. Winner of this game takes on the winner of Marion versus Mississinawa in the second round of the Class 4A sectional. Wayne and Huntington North are also a part of that sectional. The winner of that game won't get the winner of this game. Huntington North leads that one 8-6. Our good buddy Tim Atkinson is on the call for that one. It's English out of bounds across the 45. Jamarion Hagler with the force out on the play. As Southside continues to move the ball efficiently in this one. But it's illegal motion is the call on the Archers, so that's going to bring the play back. A positive play goes for naught, and head coach Roosevelt Norfleet trying to get an explanation from the referee. Yeah, they're going to mark it off. It'll be a 5-yard penalty marked back to the 37. And I believe that is Roosevelt Norfleet III in at quarterback now. He tosses it to Matthew Morris. Morris off the right side with room to run and takes it across the 45. So Morris gets back the yardage lost and then some. I think he got 10 yards, maybe more. Looks like they are going to give him 10. Morris with a straight handoff right up the middle, going to be close to the marker, but did not get there. About half a yard shy on the play, and it's going to be 3rd and inches. Actually going to call it 3rd and looks like a full yard to go. Morris again, right up the middle, right into the pile, and he's going to be close. Looks like he's right at the marker. And I think he got enough. He did. No need for a measurement. They give him the first down. When we last heard, it was Northridge, I believe, leading Leo 7-0. I was at halftime of this game when we heard that, so we'll hope to get another update on that shortly. A toss to Morris. Strung out by the Bulldogs. He does have some blockers out in front, though, and Morris will stiff arm his way out across the 45. He got about 5 on the play. And Morris just kept on running onto that track over there. Well, it's not the spring season yet. That's when track and field takes place. You know, honestly, if Matthew Morris wasn't wearing cleats and it wasn't wet out there, he might be wanting to take off on that track. It's going to be 2nd down and 5. Norfleet goes under center. And this time the give goes the other way to Malone. Check that. That is Morris, and he's got the first down. Dre Wright with the tackle. He's one of the leaders in tackles for loss for this New Haven team. As Southside continues to move the ball efficiently. And now we've got a player down for Southside. We had a player down for New Haven earlier in this game. Looked like they were about to get him to his feet, but now the trainers will come look at him. We'll take an injury timeout. We're back in 1 minute and 40 seconds here on SummitCitySports.com.
Excited about the place that it put us, and the quarantine hit, and we knew we had guys that were going to work hard at home, but just the idea that we could get a lot of them together working hard at a location with people that know what they're doing was really beneficial. And I think, you know, that training did a great job for those guys to kind of get the ball rolling for them, and they came back in the end of June, early July, and it's like they hadn't missed a beat. They were flexible, they were fast, and ready to lift and run and start playing football, so it was a huge benefit for us.
To gain an edge on your competition, it starts with a free one-on-one performance assessment. Call 260-266-4007. Parkview Sports Medicine. Become more.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than Summit City Sports.
22-12, Southside with the lead. I believe that was Matthew Morris who went down just moments ago. Now the Archers are back on the field with Roosevelt Norfleet III back in at quarterback. That, I believe, is Jalen Lattimore lining up behind him. They'll go with the up back. That might have been Hapner who got the carry there. He got about a yard on the play. Again, my apologies. And check that, it was Lattimore who got the carry. Jalen Lattimore, number 5, who plays defensive end, outside linebacker, a little bit of running back. I believe he even played a little quarterback last year for Southside. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Here's the toss to the outside, and they try to string it out. And Morris goes out of bounds. He was pushed out. And then there might have been an extra push at the end there. Lane Woodson with the tackle. Either that or he just slipped on the mud. It's going to be 3rd and 9 for the Archers. There's still a chance for New Haven to come back down 2 possessions. But Southside with a good drive going so far. They're going to be faced with a 3rd down and 9. Now whistles blow, and a timeout has been taken by Southside. So while they take a timeout, we will take a timeout. We're back in 30 seconds here on Summit City Sports. We are back here. Southside lining up for it on 3rd and 9. And that is Quincy English, who's back in at quarterback for the Archers. Roosevelt Norfleet III had engineered most of this drive at quarterback. But now English, the southpaw, is back in there. That's Hapner who goes in motion. They fake it to him, and now English sidesteps a defender, lunges forward. He's going to be close to the first down, but I think he's short. They mark it at the 29. And that is going to be short of the first down. With the field conditions and the trouble that the kicking games have been having, I should say, would not be a surprise if the Archers decide to go for it. There's English heading back out onto the field. Got less than 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter. This is 4th and 2. English going to keep it himself off the right side. Gets away from one man and gets away from the second. Still on his feet. English still running. Turns it upfield. English with a couple of men to beat and right near the goal line. Quincy English with a heck of a run there for the Archers. And with 3:33 to go, the ball's at the 1 yard line. The Archers have a chance to punch it in and add to their lead. They lost a close game to Huntington North last year in sectionals, but Southside looking to add to their lead. They're up 10. Now they get the offense back out onto the field. That is Roosevelt Norfleet under center. He's going to sneak it. A push from behind and a touchdown. And the Archers do add to their lead. They're up 16, 28-12 your score. That is the second rushing touchdown of this game for Roosevelt Norfleet III, a drive where both he and Quincy English were used frequently, and it's Norfleet who takes it into the end zone. And I think that's English who's back in at quarterback. Going to keep it into the end zone. Another 2-point conversion. Quincy English makes it a 30-12 lead. English had a big run earlier on this drive, and the Archers go up by 3 scores. We'll take another look at the touchdown here in just a second. Brought to you by Traction Athletic Performance. It's a good push from the line up front, and I think that was Morris who provided the extra push to help Norfleet get into the end zone. And then another look at the 2-point conversion. Quincy English on a fake handoff. He takes it himself and takes it in for the touchdown. And the Archers with a 30-12 lead as they try to advance to face either Mississinewa or Marion. The winner of that game faces the winner of this game. And we've got 3 minutes and 12 seconds left to go in this third quarter. Trevor Hapner will kick it away. He's, again, first-team All-SAC defense this year. Javante Malone was voted second All-SAC on the defensive side. And Hapner sends it away. Returnable kick from the 15-yard line. It's muffed, but picked back up. That's Lane Woodson on the return. Gets it out across the 30. Check that. That's Curtis McBride on the return. Number 2. Javante Malone with the tackle. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs with 3:06 to go in the third. Still a score of 8-6 between Huntington North and Wayne. Here at Southside, which is not very far from Wayne, it is 30-12. And Williams sets up the screen to the far side. And a good gain there on first down. It is a first down. I believe that was Graham. Yep, Mylan Graham with the reception. He had a touchdown earlier in this game for the Bulldogs. That was the first points of the game. As New Haven looks to get something going here before the end of the third quarter. Now, ideally, you might say they need a field goal, a touchdown. Should say a field goal and 2 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion after the second one, but field goals and extra points may not cut it tonight. Nobody's made an extra point. Nobody's even kicked a field goal. Bobbled snap, and it's picked up eventually. Now it's picked up by the Archers. Jalen Lattimore comes up with the recovery for Southside. And now Southside is once again knocking on the door. Southside has scored 16 points here in this third quarter. They've kept New Haven off the board, and that was a bobbled snap that led to the turnover. Jalen Lattimore with the recovery, and now Southside in prime position to add to their lead. We've got 2:40 to go in the third quarter. Here's Norfleet looking to throw. Goes right to the end zone, and that's intercepted. Intercepted in the end zone by the Archers. It should say intercepted by the Bulldogs. Lane Woodson with the INT. So just as soon as the Archers force the turnover, they give it right back. And the Bulldogs are going to start it from their own 25-yard line, or their own 20-yard line, I beg your pardon. And it was Lane Woodson with the pick. As Jakar Williams operates out of the shotgun. Could that be the spark that the Bulldogs needed to try and get a rally going? A blitz from the Archers. Williams in trouble, and he goes down. I think that was Ashton Johnson who got to the quarterback. Check that, Fernando Vasquez, number 18. And both teams have felt the effects of this muddy field that is being played on tonight here at Southside High School. We have had rain here in the Fort Wayne area. We had a downpour earlier today. This morning, there was no rain to be seen. This afternoon, there were clouds in the sky, but no pour. And off the left side they go. Jarrell Williams wrestled down near the first down marker. And check that. It's Sanders on the carry, Quantry Sanders. And it looks like it is a first down. Three down linemen, but a blitz shown by the Archers. And here's the handoff. Sanders again surges ahead down to about the 35-yard line. We saw Jarrell Jackson go down on the sideline earlier. We certainly hope he's okay. That's a gain of about 4 on the play as we approach the final minute of the third quarter. Empty backfield for Williams. Check that. He's got Sanders right next to him. They audible at the line, and the snap to Williams. He looks to throw. Goes to the sideline, passes, caught for the first down, and a missed tackle. Out of bounds goes Lane Woodson, one of the top receivers on this New Haven team. And New Haven moves the chains, 39 seconds to go. That's 39 seconds for the third quarter. And just got an update. Wayne has taken the lead over Huntington North. 12-8 is the score over there. Send a man in motion. Here's Williams, and a flag is down. That's probably going to be a false start, you would think, and it is indeed a false start. So that'll make it 1st and 15 after the penalty. We've had a lot of penalties really on both teams tonight. We've had a number of occasions of offsetting penalties. Williams fakes it, now goes downfield, passes caught for the first down and stumbling toward the marker. I think that was Woodson. It was indeed Lane Woodson. He's going to be very close by that spot. I think he's got it. A mark at the 43-yard line. Blitz and a handoff straight up the middle. That's going to be a short gain. Trevor Hapner makes the tackle, a gain of just a yard, and that's going to be the final play of the third quarter. A quarter where Southside outscored New Haven 16-0. On the scoreboard, they lead at 30-12. Back after this here on SummitCitySports.com.
Excited about the place that it put us, and the quarantine hit, and we knew we had guys that were going to work hard at home, but just the idea that we could get a lot of them together working hard at a location where people know what they're doing was really beneficial. And I think, you know, that training did a great job for those guys to kind of get the ball rolling for them, and they came back in the end of June, early July, and it's like they hadn't missed a beat. They were flexible, they were fast, and ready to lift and run and start playing football, so it was a huge benefit for us.
To gain an edge on your competition, it starts with a free one-on-one performance assessment. Call 260-266-4007. Parkview Sports Medicine. Become more.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Someday you'll start of the fourth quarter here on SummitCitySports.com. Southside leading New Haven 30-12. The Archers outscored the Bulldogs 16-0 in the third quarter. And now we begin the fourth with New Haven driving down the field. They're down 18 points. They would need 3 scores to take the lead. And nobody's made an extra point in this game. Nobody's even attempted a field goal. Jakar Williams operating out of the shotgun. 4-man rush by the Archers. Williams runs out of time and goes down. Jalen Lattimore in on that sack. I think Fernando Vasquez also was in the backfield on that tackle. It's a loss of about 5. Third and 15 after the sack. 3 down for the Archers. Williams to throw. They send an extra rusher. They get pressure on Williams. They get to him. He gets the pass away, and it's incomplete. That might have been Malone who knocked that away. It's a great play on the ball no matter how you stack it, but the Bulldogs are going to have to punt. I think actually the Bulldogs may be going for it here. Down 3 possessions in the fourth quarter. You absolutely need to score. Got another. Play clock was down now to 3, and looks like a timeout has been called, and it has. Well, that was a timeout that the Bulldogs basically needed to take, and they did with 11:07 left to go. While they take a timeout, we'll be back in 48 seconds on Summit City Sports.
I choose to do whole body cryotherapy after practices, games, and training. It reduces inflammation in my muscles and allows me to move more agile throughout my profession. I became a believer in iCryo after my severe injury in college at Notre Dame, tore my ACL, and I was looking for ways to recover, ways to get back on the field. So I'm thankful for iCryo.
We got an update from one of the other games going on. Leo leads Northridge 14-7. Leo, one of the other Northeast 8 Conference teams in sectionals tonight. Huntington North is also from the Northeast 8. They're taking on Wayne. And, of course, this New Haven team, they're from the Northeast 8 Conference, and they're trying to advance past the first round, but they've got to come back from 18 points down to do that. And in order for that to happen, they're going to need to convert here on 4th and 15. Empty backfield for Williams. Southside sends 4. They get pressure on him. Williams gets it away. It is caught. Close to the marker, but appears to be short. Sidney Bassett with the catch, but he is short. Southside will take over on downs. As we do have some rain coming down here at Southside. It's, again, it looks like a kind of misty rain. Not a huge downpour. We've gotten a downpour already today. That's, in case you're just joining us, that's one of the reasons why you see mud on that field. It's become an increasing trend here in Fort Wayne and surrounding areas as well that the high school football teams tend to have fields that use field turf. New Haven has artificial turf. Handed off the right side. That was Morris who got crunched at the line of scrimmage. Dre Wright helped to finish off that tackle. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 10. We'll put the ball at the 37-yard line. Also getting quite a bit of wind to blow that rain around. And the benefit for Southside here is, even though the play only went for a yard, the clock is running. Roosevelt Norfleet III is in there at quarterback. He will hand it off to Morris off the left side. And it is a positive gain. He tripped up over a tackler. Maybe got 3 on the play. That will allow some more time to tick off the clock. Down to 10 minutes left in the game. And if you're Southside, you certainly are happy with the clock running down at this point. Probably won't be in a hurry to pass the ball anytime soon. New Haven thinks there might have been a false start there on Southside. It was not called. Morris gets the handoff, trying to surge ahead. Picks up maybe 2 on the play. That's well short of the first down. It's going to be 4th and about 3, maybe 4, as we tick down to 9 minutes left to play in this fourth quarter. And Southside is going to punt it away. Trevor Hapner, who's done a whole lot for Southside, as he does so often. He plays just about every side of the ball. Offense, defense, special teams. That pretty much rounds it out. And they get after it, but don't get the block. That punt will roll down to the 6-yard line. It is returned. Dre Wright on the return, and he stepped out of bounds. Looked like he was short of the 20 when he did so. So the Bulldogs are going to have a long way to go if they want to get the ball down the field this drive. Got a long way to go trying to come back from 18 points down. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 18. Huntington and Wayne are in the fourth quarter, and again, the score is 12-8. Wayne has the lead in that one. We've got 8:40 to go here, as Southside's trying to hang on to advance to the second round of sectionals. Williams out of the pocket. He lofts it down the sideline, and that's incomplete. There was contact there. Did not see a flag, though. Pass was intended for Nick Miles. It was Torrey Jones who had the coverage. Well, New Haven started off this game running the ball downhill with Jarrell Jackson. Jackson suffered an injury in the third quarter. I don't think he's been out there since. We do have an update. Bishop Luers beats Whitko. I believe the score was 56-7. So Bishop Luers will be advancing. They bounce it off the right side with Quantree Sanders, and he goes out of bounds after about a 5-yard gain. That'll stop the clock with 8:28 to go. And if you're New Haven, you want to get some quick plays, move the ball down the field, and stop the clock. You're down 3 scores. And on a night like this, field goals might just not do it. The field's wet and muddy. And right now, rain looks like it has stopped. But who knows, that could change. We've still got 8:28 to go in this game. Williams going to air one out down the sideline. He's got a man open, and it's caught. A basket catch by Mylan Graham, and he is gone. Second touchdown of the game for Mylan Graham, and New Haven with a little bit of life. They've cut the deficit down to 12, and that's Mylan Graham's second touchdown catch of the game. He caught the first touchdown of this game, made it 6-0. Now, even if you don't get any extra points or 2-point conversions, the next few touchdowns, New Haven can still tie the game and force overtime. They would need 3 scores to do that. Southside was late getting a guy on the field. As Williams operates from the gun. They send a man in motion and hand it off straight up the middle, and in for 2 is Quantree Sanders. So Sanders takes it in to make it 30-20. And New Haven, with a little bit of life left, will be right back after this 1-minute break here on SummitCitySports.com.
I choose to do whole body cryotherapy after practices, games, and training. It reduces inflammation in my muscles and allows me to move more agile throughout my profession. I became a believer in iCryo after my severe injury in college at Notre Dame, tore my ACL, and I was looking for ways to recover, ways to get back on the field. So I'm thankful for iCryo.
We're back, fourth quarter. Southside leads at 30-20 with 8:16 to go. And it looks like New Haven is going to kick the ball onside. They are down 2 scores. Got the touchdown with Jakar Williams finding Mylan Graham. And Southside gets the onside kick. And they'll have good field position coming out of that. Fernando Vasquez was the one who covered it. And it'll be 1st and 10. Southside with good field position. They still are in a position where they can milk the clock down by running the football. But New Haven, if they can get a stop here, they're definitely right back in this game. This one score would make it a one-score game if New Haven gets that one score. If Southside gets one score, it might just be enough to put the game away. Roosevelt Norfleet III is in there at quarterback as New Haven stacks the line, expecting the run. They get it with Morris, and Morris surges ahead for a short gain, got maybe 2 or 3 on the play. Check that, it's a 4-yard gain for Morris. And 2nd down and 6 coming up. Clock is on the Archers' side. So they can run the ball as much as they want to milk time off this clock. And somebody might have moved. I think it was Southside who moved first. Looked like somebody kind of bobbed his head upward. And that'll back up the Archers. 7:27 left to go. I think the Archers were milking time off the play clock before they snapped it, just to let some extra time run off that game clock. But because of the penalty, the clock stops with 7:27 to play. The ball's back at the 48-yard line now, after what was a good gain on 1st down for Matthew Morris. Second and 11. They do restart the clock. There's 5 on the play clock, but Southside trying to milk it down, and now they get the play off and toss it to Morris. Looked like there was some trouble with the play, and Morris might have gone out of bounds. Maybe not. The clock is still running. But he lost a yard on the play. Actually, he got back to the original line of scrimmage, so it's going to be 3rd down and 10. Southside still trying to milk the clock down. We've got 6:33 to go. Play clock is down to 15 seconds. Archers can continue to milk it down just a little bit. And Norfleet looks to throw here and has it complete. That's a 1st down. turning it upfield and taking it all the way across the 20-yard line. And that is number 15 for Southside, Ashton Johnson, a multi-sport athlete, also plays basketball here at Southside, was very involved with some AAU basketball this offseason. I believe he played for an AAU team called Focus Premier. And he was a double-digit scorer last year for J.J. Foster's basketball team. And Morris takes the handoff straight up the middle, and he's going to be pushed back. Jamarion Hagler with the tackle for New Haven. I should mention Ashton Johnson is a junior, so I'm sure both J.J. Foster and Roosevelt Norfleet are lucky that they stand to return him for one more year of Southside athletics. We are inside 6 minutes to go in regulation. And Southside has the ball at the 16-yard line. Play clock is down to 6. And handoff to Morris straight up the middle. There is a flag down. He gets it down to about the 12-yard line, but we'll check the penalty. And it's going to be against the Archers. Curtis McBride in on the tackle for New Haven. They'll bring this one back to the 21-yard line, maybe the 22. It's going to be second down and 15. Last time Southside won a postseason game, it was against a Northeast State team. That was against Leo. Tonight, trying to knock off New Haven, also from the Northeast State Conference. New Haven also from East Allen County Schools. In fact, the East Allen County Schools District office is located right on the New Haven High School campus. And a timeout is taken by Southside. Clock is down at 4:55 left to go in the game. While they take a timeout, we'll take one with them here on SummitCitySports.com.
Howard Sports Club, Fort Wayne's premier multi-sport facility and home to Empowered Volleyball Academy. With the deepest and most experienced coaching staff in the region, we've had a 100% college recruiting success rate for the last 6 years. Be sure to register for upcoming tryouts at our regular location and our new satellite program, Empowered OBC. If you're looking for a place where you can not only play volleyball but call home, look no further than Empowered.
30-20, Southside with the lead. We've got 4:45 left to go in regulation as Southside tries to advance to the second round of the Class 4A sectionals. They'll get the winner of a game between Marion and Mississinawa. Unless New Haven can find a way to score more than 10 points in the next 4:55, but Southside who has the ball right now. They do have a 2nd and 15 to work with. And when we last heard, Leo was leading 14-7 over Northridge. And the score is still 12-8, Wayne over Huntington North. And here's a toss play to Morris off the left side, finds room. Going to be close to the first down, takes a big hit, and now he surges ahead. And check that was Malone on the carry. And he did get the first down by the looks of things. Call is a block in the back against the Archers, so that's going to bring back that great run. And it's going to be second and quite a long ways to go for Southside. We'll see where they mark this one off. Going to mark it off from, looks like the 16-yard line. Actually had to mark it off from the 18-yard line. They bring it back to the 28. It's going to be 2nd down and 21 for Southside after a very good-looking reverse play. And it looks like we have a final in one of our games here on Summit City Sports. We don't have a final yet in this one, but we do have a final. Wayne has beaten Huntington North 12-8. That's the final there. Straight up the middle they go. And that's Javante Malone who surges ahead for a positive gain. Mason Moore had the tackle. Make that Connor Kamen. And Southside will allow some more time to milk off the clock with that run play as we get closer to 4 minutes to go. Now, Southside doesn't get this first down. It's still a 2-possession game. New Haven may still have a little bit of time to get down the field. But Southside's got a chance to run a lot of time off the clock here. Fumbled snap. It's picked up by Malone. There's a flag down on the play, and Malone gets out of bounds. Looks like he might be close to the original line of scrimmage, but we'll have to check the penalty. It was Quincy English in at quarterback. He and Roosevelt Norfleet III have split the snaps quite a bit today. And we'll check the penalty call. Looks like it's going against the Archers. It's an illegal shift. Or, wait a second, the initial signal looked like a legal shift. Then they signaled personal foul. And they will mark the ball off to the 39-yard line. So this is going to be 3rd, and it looks like maybe 32 yards rather, to go to get the first down. Logan English operating from the shotgun. Jimmy Quincy English, and another whistle. The referee just announced that there should be 3:39 on the clock. The clock right now shows 3:28. I think they were supposed to wait to start the clock until the snap of the ball. Well, it will be 3rd and 32 after this play. And a big hit in the backfield. Raymond Britt with the big hit behind the line. A huge loss on the play. And a timeout is called by New Haven. That stops the clock at 3:29. They're going to get the ball back. They need 2 scores to take the lead. While they take a timeout, we'll take one as well on SummitCitySports.com.
I choose to do whole body cryotherapy after practices, games, and training. It reduces inflammation in my muscles and allows me to move more agile throughout my profession. I became a believer in iCryo after my severe injury in college at Notre Dame, tore my ACL, and I was looking for ways to recover, ways to get back on the field. So I'm thankful for iCryo.
Fourth quarter here at Southside. The Archers lead at 30-20, and they're about to punt it away. Trevor Hapner on to punt on 4th and 35. New Haven needs 2 scores to take the lead. Quantry Sanders, one of the men back to return. It's a low snap. Hapner gets it away. It is returnable, and it will be taken from the 11. I think that was Sanders. Sanders gets it out to about the 20, and that's about it. So that's where New Haven will start this drive. 3:19 to play in regulation. Southside was up at one point in this game by 18 points. They led 30-12 at the end of the third quarter. The one touchdown that came in this half was a deep ball from Jakar Williams to Mylan Graham. Bulldogs converted on the 2-point attempt. My imagination is that they'll probably go for 2 if they get a touchdown on this drive. Probably have to go for 2 and then kick onside. Williams operating from the gun. Southside gets pressure on him. Williams takes off. Going to throw on the run, and it's almost intercepted. Javante Malone was there, but he could not haul it in. That's going to bring up 2nd down and 10. They move the ball back to the 20-yard line. Williams flushed, running out of time, and he goes down. A big sack, and that is, I believe, number 4, Marcus White-Allen. Trevor Hapner was there as well. We had a flag on the play. It came in after the play was over. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the Archers. Might have gotten Hapner for that one. And I believe that's going to be an automatic first down for New Haven. So they'll mark this one off. And they'll mark it all the way back to the 22-yard line. And I think they're not going to give him an automatic first down. It still says 3rd down, 3rd and 7 would be the down and distance here. Got the signal again. It's going to be unsportsmanlike against the Archers, but it will not be an automatic first down for New Haven. It's marked off as 3rd and 7. Clock starts up again. We've got 2:45 to play. And New Haven needs 2 scores. They're down 10 with less than 3 minutes on the clock. Here's the snap to Williams. Williams going to take a shot, has a man there, and it's incomplete, out of the reach of DeMarcus Smith. And it's going to be 4th down. Fourth and 7 for the Bulldogs. They'll need to convert this to give themselves a chance to cut this game down to 1 possession. Williams looks to throw. Has a man out of the flat, complete for the first down. That's Woodson. And New Haven moves the chains and keeps their hopes alive for a come-from-behind win and a chance to advance to the second round. Winner of this game gets Mississinawa versus Marion. Clock has started again. Again, New Haven needs 2 scores. Trying to get everybody set right now. Snap to Williams. He throws it to the sideline. That is incomplete. Very close to the marker. He was looking for Mylan Graham. And it's going to be second down and 10. Clock stops with 2:06 to go in the game. Fumbled snap. Picked up by Williams. He gets pressured, throws to the sideline. That is dropped. He was looking for Curtis McBride. And now it's 3rd and 10. The clock stops with 1:59 to go. Snap to Williams. He gets pressured, throws complete, close to the first down, and now it is a first down. Lane Woodson right at the marker. That'll stop the clock at 1:52 while they reset the chains. It'll start up again as soon as they do reset them. And now the clock starts, less than 1:50 to go. New Haven needs to score quick. They need 2 scores. If they score on this drive, they'll need an onside kick. Williams lofts it down the sideline. And that is intercepted. And that's going to be the ball game. That might have been. It was Adrian Macon who gets the interception. Adrian Macon, number 21, picks it off to seal the victory for Southside. Just 1:37 left to go, and you would think all Southside needs to do is either maybe run the ball or take a knee. They'll spot the ball at the 27-yard line, and Southside will start to ice this game down. They didn't score any points here in the fourth quarter, but they scored 16 in the third. And the 8 points scored by New Haven in this fourth quarter will come up short as Matthew Morris gets the handoff, fights through tacklers. It's a positive gain there on first down. It's about 6 yards on the play, and we've got less than 1:30 to go. And a timeout looks like it's been called by New Haven. It's going to make it second down and 3. So while they take a timeout, we'll take one as well on SummitCitySports.com.
Empowered Sports Club, Fort Wayne's premier multi-sport facility and home to Empowered Volleyball Academy. With the deepest and most experienced coaching staff in the region, we've had a 100% college recruiting success rate for the last 6 years. Be sure to register for upcoming tryouts at our regular location and our new satellite program, Empowered OBC. If you're looking for a place where you can not only play volleyball, but call home, look no further than Empowered.
Well, Southside looking to milk away a playoff victory. Last time they won a playoff game was against the Northeast 8. That was against Leo. This game against New Haven, also from the Northeast 8. And if they get a first down on this next play, that might just be the game. I think New Haven might have just used their last timeout, if I'm not mistaken. We know that Wayne has advanced onto the second round. They defeated Huntington North earlier tonight. When we last heard, Leo was up 14-7 over Northridge. That's a road game for the Lions. And this will be second down and 3. As it looks like Roosevelt Norfleet is out there to take the snap. Matthew Morris, the lone back. Official stops play for the moment. But now it looks like they're ready. And Norfleet will take a knee. And may just take a knee one more time. Right now there's 1:14 on the clock. And then this time when Norfleet takes a knee, that should be it. Can wait till there's about a second left on the play clock. Right now there's 10 on the play clock. Norfleet just waiting it out. Down to 1 on the play clock now, and Norfleet takes the snap. There's the knee, and he might not even have to snap it again. That's going to be the ball game. Southside defeats New Haven. A final score of 30-20. Southside advances. They'll play the winner of Marion versus Mississinewa. That will be next week. But for tonight, Southside is advancing on to the second round of the Class 4A sectional playoffs. And now the clock is at 0. That is the ball game. The Southside Archers victorious. They go to 2-8 for the season as a whole. And again, Southside gets the winner of Marion versus Mississinewa. We'll be right back in 30 seconds with a quick recap on SummitCitySports.com.
There are tons of benefits to using compression therapy, but my favorite are speeding up muscle recovery, reducing swelling and inflammation, and improving my athletic performance. I choose to do whole body cryotherapy after practices, games, and training. It reduces inflammation in my muscles and allows me to move more agile throughout my profession. I became a believer in iCryo after my severe injury in college at Notre Dame, tore my ACL, and I was looking for ways to recover, ways to get back on the field. So I'm thankful for iCryo.
Well, for Southside, they are your winners tonight. 30-20 is the final over New Haven. The Southside Archers will move ahead to take on the winner of Mississinewa versus Marion. That game will be next week. And for the Archers, they get their first postseason victory since 2016 when they defeated Leo. 33-9 was the final there. Leo, a member of the Northeast 8 Conference, as is New Haven. And Southside gets the win over New Haven tonight. And they will hope to advance past either Marion or Mississinewa when next week comes around. That's going to do it for Summit City